Shrimataji, along with all we family members, were regularly visiting Gandhiji's ashram, which is just about 50 miles away from Nagpur. And we were called by Gandhiji on many an occasion. And I have seen Shrimataji talking to Gandhiji. I was too small to understand or decipher what she was talking about, but I have seen her talking to him as a child, maybe of 14 or 15 years. And they used to talk of deep matters which I could not comprehend. She must have been about 15 or 16 years.
Well, that's something which cannot be described very easy, because it's a feeling that you have inside when you have a meditation which leads you very deep, and then you just know what you are. This cannot be described. It's very clear. There's no doubt about it. At that time when I had it the first time, I was about 1 year in Sahaja Yoga. It happened to me in India, and there was a festival going on. There were some marriages, and I had such a deep experience of being the spirit, and it was so doubtless at that moment. And whenever I had any fear or any doubts afterwards, I just remembered this thing I had, and it all vanished again.
General and deep changes in my life. I can't say in words, but I feel that my life, my way of thinking, my way of behaving, of relating with people, and with everything which surrounds me is changing. I can also tell that there are some particular things, let's say that I'm giving up smoking, for example, and I've tried so many times without success. And I've given up drinking, even though I regret it a little bit. Not that I was a heavy drinker, but I liked a glass of wine at a table, and now I'm not able to drink it any longer. And for all the other deeper aspects of changes, these are things that I really can't tell in words for now, for the moment. But it is a general change. I must say that an inner calm, you say calm, is something that I've never experienced before, even though I've been looking for this for so many years, also in my profession. I'm a psychoanalyst, and that's this kind of calm, of inner certainty, I don't know how to tell, that sometimes make vanish, how do you say, all the problems in one moment, and reality changes.
So the benefits have been countless really since coming to Sahaja Yoga. Since I came to Sahaja Yoga in Australia, and I came to know Shrimataji through a close friend. It's just in every way. My life is really is taken on a meaning, and I felt just very balanced. It's something that's very difficult to put into words, really, but it's just this, just a feeling of inner peace, really, which has come about through the Kundalini, which is, for us as Western people, it's a bit difficult to comprehend mentally, because it is something which is so simple, because the Kundalini is very, just by its nature, it's a purifying energy, and any problems that one has, it just clears these problems out, and any habits that one has, anything that you're not happy with in your personality, it can just, it transforms you. And after coming to Sahaja Yoga, I could just see how I was changing, and how I was becoming a more just a better person, a more easygoing person, a more loving person.
I had, when I was quite young, at the age of 16, I went to someone who was supposed to be a master from India. And I was very naive at the time, and I was very set on finding the truth and finding something beautiful in the world. And I heard these very nice words that were being said. And I began doing this, something that I was told was meditation. And I did this for many years, and still being quite naive, I didn't have the sense to stop doing it when I found my condition was becoming worse. And I became more and more separated from society, and I became more involved in drugs, and I found that the police were always looking for me. And I had a lot of problems at that time. And finally, when I came to Saj Yoga, and I felt this subtle system awakened within me, and I could feel and see the damage that had been done through these mistakes I had made, I realized that I had to stop it all, and it became just effortless to stop doing all these things. And Sahaja Yoga has become become a main thing in my life.
Yes, I did different therapy, encounter groups, therapies, and I tried 3 different gurus for short periods. Basically, I didn't come into contact with the other gurus in any real sense. I just tried their meditations, and the people were not very impressive. The thing is that the people who do these other meditations and the people I was along with were having all sorts of problems in their lives, and they weren't particularly nice to each other, and they weren't stopping taking drugs, and they were continuing with all these things. And in fact, in Sahaja Yoga, you spontaneously drop these things, and it's like I always wanted to be nice to people, but it's like now there's a way, and before, it's like you were wandering around not knowing. And when I came to Sahaja Yoga, I went to some programs with Shri Mataji in London, and very soon it's like somebody said to me, well, a lot of people, all my friends noticed that my eyes had changed. They said, what happened, you've changed. And I felt quite different, but I didn't know in what way. And then quite soon somebody asked me about it, and I realised that hole that I'd been so conscious of, now it was closed. It was like there's a solid rock in the bottom, and now I could go on up. And to me then, after a while, after about a year or two, to me I saw it, that all the things I'd been looking for were like in a valley, and you see a hill over there, and you go up that hill and think, well, maybe this is it, or maybe that's it, or maybe that's it. Always trying something else. And for me, Sahaja Yoga is the only thing that takes you up into a different level altogether.
Yes, well, basically, when I came, my life was in quite a disarray, and it's given me mastery over my circumstances, basically, I would say. I've been able to give up anything I'd like, specifically drugs and smoking and drinking, and replace that with something higher, and a fulfillment, emotional fulfillment, and also develop a career, really, and become stable in that way.
I just got involved in drugs for a while, but that's all. I just stopped. I didn't take any more drugs because if I took some, it just like my body would react and my spirit would react, and actually you just become free from these things. You're not enslaved by them anymore. Yes, yeah, I just gave them up. I gave up drugs, I gave up alcohol, and I gave up smoking.
Shri Mataji is, in the mundane world, she is my sister. But in the divinity, when I see her formless, I see the Adi Shakti in her. That is what Shri Mataji is to me. I think this job which she is doing wouldn't have been possible to be achieved by any human being. It has to be done by an Adi Shakti. because a man tries to remedy another man all his life and is not successful, while she has remedied so many people together. I think this is completely the job of the divinity. Adi Shakti, in the dictionary meaning, it means primordial energy. But to me, it means the whole vibrations, the whole air we breathe, the whole cosmos, the whole universe. That is Adi Shakti. It can't be described since it is formless. It can only be experienced. When I see her formless, when I see her in form, I definitely am reminded that I am her brother or that she is my sister. But when it comes to seeing her in the form of energy, then I don't have to see her in any form. And therefore, I only watch her tika. And then I get to see her in the true form, that is to be formless. Her birth was prophesied, and my mother, when she was going to deliver Shri Mataji, dreamt of a tiger in the wild jungle. And she was wondering what this was. And my father explained that you're going to give birth to an energy. And my father knew that Shri Mataji was an energy, or she was the primordial power. But none of us, including my mother, knew that she was an energy, or that she was the Adi Shakti. When she was younger, she was our obvious leader. We were totally 12 brothers and sisters. I am the youngest of the lot. And she was the leader of our older brothers and sisters also, because our parents always listened to her. So she had this leadership quality right from the beginning. And also that she was a very loving sister and was very generous and was all the time giving her love in one way or the other, by way of gifts or by way of her protection or by way of her compassion. But none of us knew her to be as the Adi Shakti or the primordial energy.
Well, she is the perfect mother. She is love herself. I was able to drive around with her for some time, and she's spending all her time just to share whatever she has with everybody. As many people as she can reach, she tries to share everything what she has. She could easily sit down and just do nothing because her husband is a very rich man and she's coming from a rich family, but she doesn't do. She has a timetable which I would not be able to stand for about 1 month even. And she does it for years together now, just to help people, going from one country, one continent to the other, and just sharing whatever she has and buying presents for the next country where she's going to. About her work, I mean, she was born to give this experience that I was allowed to have, that I could feel the connection with the divine. She was born to give it to everybody on a great level, not one people or two, but to everybody. And that was she's practicing the whole time now.
Shri Mataji for me is kind of savior, yes. She's the one who teach me to enjoy everything. She's the one who teach me really to be always joyful. Well, she's the one who spreads Sahaja Yoga. She's the one who gives self-realization. When you have your Kundalini awaken, you can really feel the joy of the spirit, and this kind of joy can really make you enjoy everything in the material world.
Shri Mataji Nirmala Devi is our mother, because she has given us realization, which was never possible before in this way, because Shri Mataji Nirmala Devi is giving realization en masse, which is possible for thousands of people in one time, which was never done before.
Well, most definitely she's a very evolved spiritual teacher, and the more you practice Sahaja Yoga, you realize who she is, and you become more aware of who she is. So I'd say she's a very highly evolved spiritual teacher. From what I've experienced over 6 years, she has the power to awaken spiritually people en masse. She gives en masse realization, and once they're enlightened, they have the power to enlighten others. So I'd say her mission would be to awaken people spiritually and give them fulfillment that they've been looking for.
It's hard to say, really. She's the mother of the world, really. She's come to save the world. I mean, it sounds very corny really to save the world, but she, through this experience that she gives us, we become transformed and we become more loving towards each other and more understanding, and we understand our bodies and our minds and each other a lot more easily.
When I see Sri Mataji now, I feel that I go thoughtless, and I feel that these chakras within me open, and I feel complete joy from my heart. And it's a very difficult thing to describe, but it's like seeing like a still lake and seeing the beauty of yourself reflected in that purity and stillness. And as I say, it's a very difficult feeling to describe.
For me, Sri Mataji is for me something very special, and she gets more special all the time. It's always growing and growing inside, the feeling for her. Oh, well, she's a very exceptional person who does so much for the world. The way she keeps going and she travels, and the amount she just gives and gives and gives. There's no tiring, and she just actually gives love to everybody who comes to her.